Welcome back to the Designer's Guide to Electrofolio. Part 2. How to set up your template. So you've logged into the editor. Now we are going to run through how to set up your template. Let's assume you want to set up the site template step by step. From the main menu, go to Template Settings and then click on the Setup Again button. Otherwise, if you have a new account, just click on the Start Building My Site button. This takes you through the process from the start, as if setting up your template for the first time. First, you come to the Languages screen. Choose the intended language for your site by clicking the button and then using the drop-down menu to select. In this tutorial, we will use just one language. But if you like, you can set up your site in 2 languages by clicking this checkbox. This means you'll have to enter all the text for your site in both languages. When you're ready, click Proceed. Next, we have the Site Title screen. The site title appears in MyWork levels and internet search engines. Most people just put their name or company name here, or if the site is a particular project, perhaps put the project name. When you're ready, click Proceed. Now we come to the theme. At first glance, the theme just looks like a choice of colour scheme. But if you look carefully, you'll notice there's more going on here. You can have a background image or just a colour. There's a choice of typefaces and sizes. Navigation symbols can be solid or linear and either curved or square. If you like, you can edit all these options and more in fine detail, but that's dealt with in the next tutorial. For now, we're going to pick a theme from the library and move on by clicking Proceed. This page is the layout. With your new account, you need to pick a layout for the MyWork area. These layouts represent how your content is going to be displayed on the screen in MyWork. This is when visitors view your portfolios, galleries and slides. If you're not keen on any of the layouts, bear in mind that it's possible to customize them completely using a Pro account. For now, let's pick this one, which is the classic layout. If you plan to create a website using only custom pages, you can skip the MyWork steps by clicking on Skip MyWork Steps. You can always change your mind later and go through these steps later. Press Proceed to continue. On this page, there is a mini tutorial about uploading content to the MyWork section. The image on the right represents the Content Manager. This process shows you how to create a gallery and upload several images to it. Try to follow this carefully because you'll be using it very often. The folder icon inside a red square represents your portfolio. Click the icon once to select it. A new panel appears underneath. This panel will contain the galleries that you create inside this portfolio. To create a gallery, click on the orange button. Now you have an empty gallery ready to contain slides. At this point, you'll be given the chance to name the gallery, add a description and edit the thumbnail image. Next, you need to add slides. First, click on the new gallery to select it. A panel to hold slides appears underneath with 2 yellow buttons attached. The top button lets you upload a single image, creating one slide. The bottom one lets you upload several at once. You can return to the Content Manager afterwards and give the slides titles and descriptions by double-clicking on each slide in turn. Now click the bottom button to upload some images. Here we have the Multiple Files uploader. With this tool, you can browse a folder and select multiple files. If you are using Windows, you can select individual items by holding Ctrl while clicking on the images. The same thing can be done in Mac OS by using the Command key. On old Macs, that's the Apple key. Like this. Let's select all of these images. Each image is being placed on an individual slide which are placed in the gallery we just created. Let's wait until all the images are uploaded. Feel free to pause this video until you've finished uploading your images. Once all the images have been uploaded, let's carry on with the setup. Click on Proceed. OK, we're nearly there. We've arrived at the entry page options. The entry page is the front page to your site, sometimes called the splash page. This is essentially the first page that visitors will arrive at when visiting your site. You don't have to have an entry page. If you click the No Entry Page option, visitors will arrive automatically at the top level of MyWork. We saw an example of this in Tutorial 1. Let's assume you do want an entry page. You could design one from scratch, but we're going to choose a template from the library. So first make sure this button is selected, and now we'll choose a template from this list. Note that the text and pictures shown in the templates are only placeholders for your own pictures. OK, let's go with this one. Now click Proceed. OK, you'll notice a pop-up appears at this point called Editing Pages. Pay attention for a moment to the top half of it. The top left shows an empty picture box containing a blue placeholder image and a text box containing some dummy text. You can study the rest of this pop-up when you get it for real. Right now, let's close this pop-up and continue. OK, first you have to name the page we're about to edit. For example, you could call it Entry Page or Home. Bear in mind that a link back to this page will automatically appear in the navigation of your website, so the name matters. Let's call this page Home, so we'll type it in the box and click OK. If you're working in 2 languages, you'll have to enter it in each language by using the tabs. Now we have a preview of the whole page. There's an empty picture box and one text box. Let's say we didn't want the text box. Just click it once to select it and then press Delete on your keyboard or click the Erase button on the panel. Beware that you can't undo this, but if you wanted another text box, just grab the text component from the Components palette and drop it on the page like this. You can add links, picture boxes, or backgrounds in the same way. The text editor pop-up has appeared. Now let's fill the text box with a title. Input the title you want. OK, so say we want to make the text a little bigger. To do that, you just use this text size slider. You can play with the other controls too. This one is character tracking. When you're happy, click Apply Changes. There's more about editing text in tutorial number 7. Let's say you wanted to resize the text box. First, select it by clicking only once. Drag the handles on the frame of the box like this and let go. To move the text box, drag it from the center to anywhere on the page, just like this. Let's edit it a little more. That's it. At this point it would be worth checking the design at the actual size. Click the Toggle the Real Scale button. If your screen is big enough, you can move the Components palette out of the way and continue working at real scale. Otherwise, just toggle it back again. Now let's look at uploading a picture. First, double-click on the picture box. A pop-up called the Image Uploader appears. First, you need to read and agree to the terms of uploading by checking this box, and allows you to browse for an image to upload. Choose one that would work well in the picture box shape. By the way, if your picture is too big to upload, you'll need to reduce the size by using photo editing software and save it. But be careful, don't overwrite your original file. It only needs to be about 2000 pixels wide maximum, but we accept files as big as 4500 by 4500. At this point we should note that if you want to crop your picture in an exact way, you'll have to do that first in a photo editing application such as Photoshop, Corel or GIMP. Now the image will load inside the preview picture box. You can resize or move a picture box in the same way as a text box. You can deselect it by clicking on the background. When designing pixel-perfect layouts, you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to move objects 1 pixel at a time. If you hold down Shift, the arrow keys move objects by 5 pixels. And if you hold down the Control key, it stretches the box size. OK, happy with that? Then click Proceed. It will automatically save your template settings and congratulate you on completing this task. Remember, if at any time you want to go back and edit your templates, you can do that. Just go back to Template Settings from the main menu. If you'd like to find out more about editing templates in more detail, then watch Tutorial 3. Otherwise, move on to Tutorial 4. Thanks for watching.